Our top story here at 6 o'clock, the Grandparent scam. A Rogers County couple just lost $5,500 to this scam, and new people are getting calls every day.
Now, the scammers claim to be a grandchild in trouble, needing money. It's already happened to grandparents in Tulsa and Sand Springs. News on 6 crime reporter Lori Fulbright has the story. New at 6, Lori.
Well, Scott and Terry, even though I've done this story before, it keeps happening, so we felt we must warn people yet again. This scam takes advantage of a grandparent's love for their grandchild. Smart, capable people fall for this scam because the scammers are so believable. Bob and Peggy would rather be fishing or sitting by their koi pond than doing this interview. Peggy was embarrassed, said she felt stupid, but decided if she could stop one person from losing money, it would be worth telling her story. It started with a phone call and someone claiming to be her grandson, Michael.
If I had not been so sure it was Michael I was talking to, we wouldn't have done it. We wouldn't even have thought of doing it.
He said a friend who had worked at American Airlines had a death in the family, so they went to Canada for the funeral, but had been pulled over and police found drugs in the car and he had been arrested. He begged her not to tell his father until he could get home to explain.
I was scared to death. Well, he told me they needed $11,000 for a bail. I said, Michael, there is no way we can get our hands on that much cash. And he said, well, wait a minute. And then he came back and he said, well, that was for both of us. My half will be $5,500.
Peggy gave the phone to Bob, and a man claiming to be Sergeant John Bannon, badge number 139, said this could be kept off Michael's record if they just wire the money, and even gave them the location of the nearest Western Union. So they did.
He said, God bless you.
The scammers called back wanting money to repair the car Michael had rented. That's when Bob and Peggy called Michael's father and learned their grandson had been in Oklahoma all along.
I was so relieved. I was so happy that he was not up there. And then I started to get angry.
Yet, Peggy is praying for that scammer that he will find God, not just use his name. But she also wants to put him out of business.
If I take one penny out of their pockets, that's something that I've done.
That'll be a
to get victory. Even.
Rogers County Sheriff Scott Walton says no law enforcement agency will ever ask you to wire them money. So just ignore these calls, or if you must, you can take the time to verify that your grandchild is not under arrest or stranded. Catching these people, it's next to impossible because they're mostly in Canada, the UK, or Nigeria. The best thing you can do is don't send them any money and tell every grandparent you know about this news story. Lori Fulbright, the News on 6.